Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Pick up your logo merchandise by heading over to abvnetwork.com, clicking on Shop, and start filling your basket today. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for something for yourself, a customized gift, or logoed items for your business gift shop, the Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. That's the number 2 in the Bar to Go. Don't forget our friends at Neely Family Distillery now ship their unique distilled spirits directly to you. To order yours, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we're going to complete a bourbon bracket challenge about what Heidi should be more worried about than suburban bears. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, the bear himself, along with our special guests, Turner Wathen, Susie Youngson, and Kathy Cool.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey.
So excited.
Yeah, we've got a fun show today. We're going to help Heidi out. I feel like we had a little chat before this, and we're going to make a difference in her life because she is terrified of these suburban bears. She sees it on the news. And of course, it makes the news when one of these bears is, comes into a neighborhood or something like that. And that freaks Heidi out, and she has to be walked from her car, and she's always thinks that there's one in the backyard. She's seen one in the backyard like 18 times now, but no one else has seen it in her neighborhood, but she claims she has. So, I mean, it's in her head, but there's a lot more dangerous things that she's doing probably on a daily basis that she needs to think about and not worry about the bears, because you know how many people have been attacked by these suburban bears? Zero. How many people have been killed by these suburban bears so far? Zero. So not really anything to think about or worry about when you compare these other things, because everything that we're going to talk about, people probably get killed every day doing. So we're going to talk about that. We may ruin Heidi's life as she starts thinking about all the dangers around her. She's not the worst thing going on with suburban bears. Really, that has no worry at all. But we'll get to that after the break. For right now, Miss Beka Sue said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, Miss Beka Sue?
Yeah, so tonight I am wearing an oversized t-shirt, and it looks as though I'm Winnie the Poohing it tonight, which is walking around with no pants on and just a shirt. But that being said, I want to know how it is that you guys sleep at night. Do you Winnie the Pooh it with just a shirt, no pants? Do you just go kind of Adam and Eve where you just got some bottoms on? Are you fully clothed?
How Adam and Eve slept?
Huh?
Is that how Adam and Eve slept? Just the bottoms on?
I'm just saying, like I said, they got the little loincloth is what I envision.
Okay,
Or little
okay.
leaf. But I want to know, like, what's your guys' comfortable sleeping pajama or not pajama situation?
Okay. I will say this. I recently read an article that says that the way I sleep is the correct way to sleep. They want to be cool. You want to be cool in the evening, but they say don't sleep naked. You should have the bottoms on. Adam and Eve, as you call it, Miss Beka Sue, they say you should wear it.
The poop particle.
What's that?
The poop particle.
They do. They say that as flatulence occurs during the middle of the night, those poop particles then go into your bed and cause for a very nasty science experiment going on in your bed. If you wear underwear, though, it contains all that. They did some tests. I would have loved to have been on this test. All right, we're going to have you with no pants on, fart, and we're going to have you with the underwear on, fart, and then we're going to run tests and see. And they said the person that was wearing the underwear, none of the particles made it through the underwear. So that's the way to go. That's science right there. And I was pleased to note that I was living by how science is. So yes, yes. Yeah. How about you, Turner?
Traditionally, I would sleep with the particle vest on. But I like to keep it cool, so I don't wear, outside of the particle vest, I don't wear any tops or bottoms. But Lately, I got a 10-month-old that's a crazy person. So I've been sleeping in a t-shirt or shorts just because, and the other half of that is always beside the bed because I just have to get up and go sit in a room for like 45 minutes.
Right.
It's also cold as shit because I keep the thermostat at like 68. But yeah, generally, as long as there's something covering your bits and pieces, then
that's what you're looking for. Okay. Yeah, that's all you need. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Kathy, how about you?
So I have a question about this science experiment.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes.
Do you really want the poop particles closer to you, or do you want to blow them away into the bed where maybe
you're rolling around in them? Then you're not getting away from them. You're just rolling around in it. So,
or
I'd like to contain them in an area. Yeah,
into a nice container where they stay nice and close, and it's like you and your poop particles having a party in your bed. Now, personally,
in your bed.
In your pants. You're having poop particle party in your pants.
Right. Right. Where they should be. Where they should be. Where they started out, so that's where they end. Yeah.
Okay. I have dogs that need to go out in the middle of the night, and then they go out and they bark. So I have to go retrieve them. So I wear a tank top and granny panties.
Oh.
I know.
It's a look.
Because the neighbors are going to see it. And if they're going to see something, I'm going to give them a show. And this is what we give the neighbors a show.
That is a show.
A Ring camera catches Kathy in her granny panties. There you go.
As I'm yelling at the dogs to shut up and come in at 2:00 in the morning, I think we need to make this a complete picture, right? We need to complete this picture. The lady's yelling at the dogs at 2:00 to come in the house. She's going to be wearing a tank top and granny panties.
Okay. Susie, keeping in mind, I'm not the person asking this. This was Miss Beka Sue's question. Would you like to answer?
Okay, so I would like to talk about the game changer in my life. So before this game changer, I get really cold. It doesn't matter how warm I keep it. I get really cold at night. And I was to the point where I was having to wear like pajamas and like socks. I was having to wear socks to bed.
Socks to bed.
Oh my God.
It's not.
That's got to be the worst.
How cold was your house at night?
It's not cold. It's just me. I just sleep
It's like
cold.
85.
Okay, what is your temperature in your house?
Right now it's like 72.
Wow,
Holy
that's
crap,
hot.
that's an oven.
And I'm still cold at night.
Yeah,
So
cold at night at 72. Okay.
yeah. So because I also have to have a ceiling fan going because I need air blowing.
No,
I like
love
the air blowing.
fans. I love
I gotta have.
But I was very, very cold until I got the best gift of my life,
Okay.
almost, which was a weighted blanket. So now
Ooh, this
I
is
have a
good.
weighted blanket, and now I only sleep the correct style with underwear only, and I am so comfortable.
It's comfortable, right? Yeah, it's
Yes.
nice. Yeah.
I love the weighted
Well, I
blanket.
know the answer to Beka, but we'll let her say. Go ahead, Beka. How do you sleep?
I don't believe in the science.
Right. She doesn't do the science.
I sleep butt ass naked every single night.
Yeah.
And that is the most comfortable way to sleep. I'm just going to say it.
So. I don't think so.
I think it is. I mean, it's just, I did sleep in underwear for years, but I mean, it is nice to just be
Out there.
just fucking naked. Now, the one thing that I will say is that we do not have any sort of shades in our house yet. And so if at any point you can see inside of our house and I'm getting up or Royce is getting up, you're going to see a show.
There you go.
There's
Now you're
the
encouraging
show.
people to show up. So, yeah.
You pull off on exit 57, you go up there. you might
55.
see- 55, that's what I was thinking.
But here's the thing, it's a real toss-up between if you're going to see me or my husband,
Yeah.
Her husband.
which he's the more of a, surprisingly enough, more of an expeditionist than I am. So
Yeah. I was hanging out with him and Hunter Coffee one time, and Royce got drunk and decided to go to bed and forgot that the rules are when you're with your buddies, you're in your underwear, and he strips naked and climbs into bed. And we're like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?"
that's about right.
Yeah. And then the next day I reminded him, he's like, "Did you see my dinger?" I'm like, Yeah, it was
Dinger.
your dinger.
Never heard it called that.
That's all your
It's
dinger,
a southern
right?
thing.
I live in
It's
Alabama.
a
I've never heard it called a
Kentucky thing.
dinger.
Know that. It's a
Dinger.
Kentucky thing.
Neither have I.
I've heard it
weird.
called a dinger more times than I wish I could have ever heard.
Literally never heard that ever in my whole life.
Kentucky thing, Susie.
I
Kentucky.
guess it's a Kentucky thing.
Okay,
I don't know.
okay,
I never
I'll
heard it
allow
called a
that.
dinger
Not
either.
southern, but Kentucky.
Did you see my dinger?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I did.
great.
I saw your
Yeah,
dinger.
yeah.
Not impressed, by the way, but what are you going to do?
What do you do?
Mm-mm.
I should cut that out.
No.
Keep that. You need to turn that into like one of your commercials.
Don't do that.
No.
Are we
I'll
drinking
cut that
now,
out.
Steve?
It is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Kathy. Kathy, what are you drinking?
Since we're talking about something fun, I'm going to drink my Traverse City Whiskey Cherry
Ooh.
Edition.
Okay.
It's a cute little tiny bottle. So let's see what this can do.
That was very good.
Wow.
It's probably going to win. Probably going to win. Susie, what do you got?
I'm drinking the Dinger Special. Sorry, I can't get over it being called
Dinger special.
that. Also known as Stag Junior. Let's
Okay.
see. Oh, that was not so.
That was decent. A little too sloshy. Not as good as Kathy's, clearly. So Kathy's got the lead. Turner, what do you got?
A little Russell's Reserve dinger. Nothing. Just hollowed or nothing.
What you get nothing out of your cork pops. They're terrible.
Well, I don't know where my microphone is either, but it doesn't matter.
I
I don't know where yeah. All right, Miss Beka Sue, what do you got?
I got a Neely dinger here.
Mhm.
Oh, the old
Called-
Neely dinger.
Weed
think I know.
Emotion.
And the name of the next single barrel has to be.
Oh,
Dinger.
yes.
Yeah,
You need to name a bourbon dinger.
Yeah, you got the bourbon. Yeah, the Neely family dinger.
Dinger. Hey, I
Hear that
finished
one?
my glass. No, nothing.
That's hardcore, Steve.
Wow.
Becca's was not great. So I've just got a dinger of the cherry flavored Traverse City whiskey.
Yay!
Just a
You got
dinger's
dinger
worth.
Also,
Just a little dinger's worth. So here we
Yes,
go.
dinger's
I want to see if I can beat my dinger. I want to see if my dinger is better than Kathy's dinger. So here we go.
because
Here we
go.
Kathy had a good dinger.
Kathy's got a great dinger. So here we go. Here we go.
Nope.
I think Kathy's got a better dinger than I do.
Dinger was
Yeah,
on
but much
point.
bigger
Kathy's got a better dinger.
Yeah,
Yep.
her dinger's
But
bigger
wasn't
and
Susie's
better.
dinger better?
Mine was sloshy, if you'll recall.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
Kathy
Kathy's dinger
got it. Kathy got
Here's
it.
to the
all the
dinger.
dingers.
Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
All right.
Kathy's got a great dinger.
Thank you. I take it out in underpants into my yard so that my neighbors can see it on their Ring cameras almost every night.
All right, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, it is going to be time to help Heidi out. She's a good friend of ours and she's scared. She's very frightened right now, and we want to help her out. We want to calm her nerves. So we're going to talk about things she should be more worried about than Suburban barrels. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and let's talk for a moment about our sponsors, the people that make this show happen. First up is our friends at Moonshine University. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at their office in Louisville. The information I learned through lead instructor Colin Blake and their team there is something that I continue to draw upon frequently in my role at the ABV Network. It truly is the standard of establishing a benchmark of knowledge of the bourbon industry. From history to production to brands and people, it's all there. Check out their full listing of programs, including Executive Bourbon Steward Certification, production classes if you're considering starting a distillery, and much more at moonshineuniversity.com. I also want to talk about Neely Family Distillery. Back in May of 2018, I met Royce Neely at Limestone Branch's Craft Bourbon Festival. It ended up not only being the start of a great friendship, I started to truly learn about what makes craft whiskey so amazing. You see, I had been a bourbon drinker for over 30 years at that point, and like many people who had been drinking bourbon a long time, I was hard-coded into thinking big bourbon was where it was at and craft was on a journey to get there. Spending time with Royce and learning the things he does to make his whiskey taste better started to really get me to appreciate how things like sweet mashing, open top fermentation, pot distillation, and the grains you are using not only makes your product taste better coming off the still, but also out of the barrel as well. I still love heritage brands and they make up a bulk of my collection. But when you find a craft distiller that is truly dedicated to the craft of distilling, you are drinking some of the best whiskey out there on the market today. That's exactly what's happening at Neely Family Distillery today. Check them out on the web at neelyfamilydistillery.com, or better yet, stop by and see them at their distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. And now, back to the show.
Hi, this is Rick Brenner, and you are listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Shouldn't it be the legend?
Maybe.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're trying to figure out what Heidi should actually be scared of.
Yeah, don't waste your time being scared of something like suburban bears where they don't really bother anyone. They're just kind of living their lives. Think about all these things. These are the 8 things that are possible. Eating is probably one of the most dangerous things you do. You can choke on the food. You maybe ingest something that gets you sick. There's really, maybe it has cholesterol in it and it gets you long term. Maybe it doesn't get you in the short term, it gets you long term. So eating is very dangerous. Driving a car, every time you go out, you're taking your life in your hands. Here's another thing Heidi does: drink alcohol. Dangerous. Yeah. Some of our favorite rock stars, Jimi Hendrix, we lost him because he drank too much. So yeah, it happens. Lightning. Yeah. You got to get unlucky, but we were talking about suburban bears. If that bothers you, there's more people killed by lightning each year than by suburban bears. So there you go. Stairs. You better get a ranch because the stairs are dangerous. People fall and die. Well, it's not good. Here's one that I just hate. There's people who don't mind these things. I think they're probably the worst animal out there. Mice. They're terrible. They live in filth. They chew through things. Oh, Susie, what was that? Do you like mice or not?
No, why? I mean, rats are way worse.
I know, but they're the same thing. They're just a bigger version.
Okay, so we're going to group rats and mice together in this?
Yeah, it's rats or mice. It's the same thing. They're just
small rodents.
Small rodents. Yeah, it
small
doesn't
rodents.
matter.
Okay.
They live the same way. They build a little nest of various crap that they then just shit and piss in and just live in it. Just sleep in it. They just whiz in there. Just
they don't sleep in their underwear like you're supposed to.
Exactly. Yeah. If they'd sleep in their underwear, they'd be fine. But they don't. They do no underwear, and this is how we get sick. Yeah.
Tiny underwear.
Tiny underwear. Here's one. She talks about now she's terrified to go out in the woods. She likes to hunt, but she can't go out to her deer stand by herself because she's worried these bears are out there. Ticks. I'll tell you what's more dangerous than the damn bear is a tick. A tick can mess you up.
Yeah, you stop liking red meat.
Yeah, they got the new one that makes you not like red meat. You can't eat red meat anymore. Yeah.
Oh, I won't have a problem with that one.
Oh, I would. I'll tell you what, my life's over. Yeah.
Red meat is my favorite.
Yeah. Oh, Steve, you had the tick bite where you can't eat red meat anymore. Oh, okay, I'm done. Just give me, where's Dr. Kevorkian? I'm done.
Right.
And the wife's no longer worth living. All right.
I'll take a nice tuna sandwich.
Yeah. And the next one's probably geared more towards Heidi than most of these are. And that's gluten. Because, she had that, that hospital stay where it was like, she could no longer eat gluten. And then she was on this big anti-gluten kick. We even had to do a show. What can you drink that doesn't have gluten in it? That type of thing. And then I'm hanging out with Heidi and I go out with her and she gets like a plate of spaghetti. And I'm like, what the hell? And she's like, I'm done with that stuff. I'm tired of doing it. She orders a plate of spaghetti and a beer. It's like, well, this is like the worst thing, Heidi. And she's like, I'm tired of the rules. So, yeah. So I think all those things potentially are worse for her, but we'll see. Here's how they're going to line up against each other. Ticks will take on eating. Mice will take on drinking alcohol. Lightning versus stairs. And finally, driving a car versus gluten. Round number 1, Kathy, you're first. Ticks or eating? What is more dangerous?
So I understand that, the eating and the gluten could be tied together, but
sure.
Also choke on something if you still like red meat, having had not been bitten by, but ticks freak me the F out. Like spiders, no problem. In my house, I kill the bugs. But if there is a tick, I am running like you don't believe.
They're terrible. Ticks are terrible, aren't they?
They're like a whole nother, they're alien bugs.
Yeah.
Alien bugs. They're zombie apocalypse bugs. So I'm going with ticks for personal reasons.
All right, Heidi, pay attention to this. Ticks goes up 1-0. Turner, what do you think? Ticks or eating? What should be Heidi more worried about?
All these you should be more worried about than suburban bears, but I feel like once you get to like age 5 or you've made it like 15 or 25 or 30, like you've kind of figured out eating. So I feel like ticks are more of a fear factor, just because if they do pop up and you didn't pay attention or you didn't extract them correctly, or they did burrow into your skin and you did get Lyme disease, like you can get fucked up by ticks.
Susie's freaked out.
But if
I'm gonna vomit.
If you get fucked up by eating, like, what the fuck have you been doing the past like 10 to 15?
It's an embarrassing way to die, right?
Years. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm voting ticks.
Ticks. Okay. Ticks goes up 2-0. Susie, what do you think? Ticks or eating? What should Heidi worry about? More so than suburban
A
bears.
short horror story for you. When my son was about 3, we took a little hike in a beautiful wooded camp area. And when we got back and we were cleaning up, I realized that there was a tick on his dinger.
His dinger. Why do they go for the dinger?
And it was the removal of the tick was the most traumatic thing for the both of us that has ever happened. And we will neither of us ever forget it. And so for that reason, ticks.
Ticks. Yeah. Ticks go for the dinger. Why do they go for the dinger?
Okay,
What?
so
Was the dinger exposed?
No.
It crawled down in there.
Oh,
I used to vacation in Canada. I got a tick on my dinger. My mom had to pull it off. It was weird as shit. My son gets a tick on his dinger. My wife's like, what do I do? I'm like, don't worry, I got this. She's like, why do you got this? I'm like, because I've fucking been there. It's like, why do ticks go for dingers?
I think that there's a hefty blood supply.
Ticks like dingers. They go to warmth, and I guess that's your core, which the dinger's near the core. They're gonna go for the warmth, and they go to the dinger. Unfortunately,
and apparently, if they go to the other side, too many like fart bugs are coming
the particles will get them.
Yep,
Called stink bugs.
Particles.
Yeah.
The stink bugs go to the other side. The ticks get the dingers.
So ticks moves on.
I will say this. So eating was the other one.
Yeah.
So I looked up choking deaths.
Yeah.
And it was 5,000 choking deaths per year in the U.S.
5,000. Yeah.
And then I looked up tick disease, Lyme disease, things like that. It doesn't kill you, but it lessens your quality of life.
It ruins your life, basically.
You can die. You can. It's not that
you can
die from it.
Yeah.
But the main thing that it did, like, I looked up choking deaths, or I looked up just choking, and it was like 5,000 people a year die from that. 2019.
But that's not the only thing that can kill you with eating. I mean, you eat something that has salmonella. That's another way you can die from eating.
I looked up choking deaths.
Choking, yeah, which is one way to die from
Lyme
eating.
disease, and things that it didn't give me an exact amount, which
I take death over a loss of quality.
Yeah, and that was the thing is the ticks lessen your quality of life over time. So
all right. But they move on. So the ticks have moved on in our poll. Next up is round 2, mice versus drinking alcohol. Turner, what do you think is more dangerous? Something you need to worry more about and focus. If you had to pick one out of 2, mice or drinking of alcohol?
Again, all these are more important than suburban bears.
Right.
if you look at history and statistics, mice will fuck you up, man.
Yeah.
Chronic plague, bro.
Yeah. Like
Like-
McNew is like, I hate snakes, but mice are okay. No.
No.
Snakes aren't going to mess with you. The matter of fact, they're going to kill mice.
Mice.
Yes. Yeah, you want snakes around, and I get you don't want them in your house. Fine, I don't want them in my house either. But a snake outside is a good
my
thing.
basement.
Yeah, that's fine. The snake outside is actually a very good thing because they're eating the damn mice, which will come in and oh my god, yeah, they'll kill you. I hate mice. Ooh.
So my vote is mice. Those
Mice.
pesky
Okay.
little.
All right, Susie, you're next. Mice or drinking of alcohol. What do you think? Heidi needs to focus our attention on out of those two.
So I don't think you need to be afraid of the actual drinking of the alcohol
Mm-hmm.
because I think there's less. I mean, I think, you just got to be careful with that. But I don't think that drinking alcohol will attack you like
Right.
a mouse that has hantavirus.
Yes,
So
exactly.
mice are way scarier.
All right, Becca, what do you think? Mice or drinking of alcohol?
I mean, here's the funniest series of events was at one point there's a Catholic church said that cats were evil, and so they killed off a bunch of cats. And then what happened with the lack of cats?
The mice population exploded.
Rats and mice, and then the plague happened because the mice were carrying so many things, and all the cats were gone.
Yeah.
So mice are definitely a worse. Obviously, like you said, like alcohol is worse when it's abused. But mice, there was an entire fucking plague because of rodents.
Okay. That means mice does move on. All right. What next? Round number 3. Susie, you're going to be first.
Okay.
Lightning or stairs? What out of those two, what do you think she needs to be more worried about?
Okay. If she is like me, she should be more worried about stairs because I'm very clumsy and have fallen downstairs multiple times, but I've never been struck by lightning.
Right.
So for me, it's stairs.
Stairs. Okay. Miss Beka Sue, lightning or stairs?
Hold on. Stair, death per year.
I'm going to guess stairs is more deaths per year.
I
than
feel like
lightning.
stairs over 1 million injuries.
God bless. That's
A million
Well,
injuries. That's a
yeah,
lot.
But what's
Year.
major? Like a sprained ankle or
Ah,
like
A million
Those
injuries per
are trying to
year.
get that paper, like
Yeah.
Staircases and stairway
Staircases are
incidents
bad rap.
constitute the second leading cause of accidental injuries, second only to motor vehicle accidents each year.
Wow. Stairs.
There are 12,000
Yeah. Okay.
stairway deaths per year.
12,000. More than
Stairs
eating.
get a bad
More than
rap.
eating. Yeah.
Who pushed
And-
that person down
And
the
get this,
stairs?
Suburban Bears, let's remind everyone, injuries per year so far, 0. Deaths
Yeah.
per year, 0. We haven't had any problems with the Suburban Bears.
Lightning kills an average of 49 people each year in
Okay.
the United States, and 100 more are
On
injured. So
purpose.
that information would lead me to believe that she should be more fucking terrified of climbing a flight of stairs.
Yeah. I'm going to agree. So I'm going to close this one out. I say stairs too. I mean, it's clearly
Stairs are-
stairs. Stairs will mess you up.
guys.
Yeah.
I'm just worried for Heidi's lifestyle.
Yeah. Exactly. Sitting in your car, terrified because there may be a bear out there, versus going in the house and then going up the steps to the bedroom or whatever.
Right.
She's gonna, I mean, you're gonna. There's literally no problem going into the house, but once you make it in there, you're more than likely to die going up those stairs.
So
it's crazy.
now instead of walking her from the car to the house, Jim is going to have to carry her up to the second floor in order to go to bed every night.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
But
All right.
only for her own safety.
All right, Heidi. What should be more afraid of? Round number 4. Becca, you're going to be first this time. Driving a car or gluten? I think I
Well,
love
hold
gluten.
on.
It's self-diagnosed by how many people. I wonder how many people really have a gluten allergy versus how many people self-diagnose and be like, yeah, I got that. It's horrible. It's debilitating.
Gluten deaths per year.
It's not statistically, it's not as high as driving a car, but there's so many other factors.
It's so sad when it happens. It's so sad you may vote for gluten because those gluten deaths are tough.
Overall, the
Emotional.
mortality rate is 9.7 per 1,000 persons per year.
That's pretty much, actually.
That's higher than I expected.
Yeah.
Then what's the other one? Gluten.
Driving a
versus-
car.
Driving a car.
That's the number one
Oh,
accident.
I wonder how many this is going to be.
It's 10 out of 10. Every time you get behind a car, you're going to die. It's fine.
Per year. The fact that any of us even live is actually incredible. Vehicle deaths per year. She should be scared to fucking drive. 38,000 people die every year in crashes just in the U.S.
38,000 die from.
The traffic fatality rate is 12 people per 100,000.
Okay.
Dang.
And 4 million are injured seriously enough to require medical attention.
Okay. So are you going with the car?
Yes!
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I don't think gluten should be that scary. Matter of fact, Heidi's given up on the gluten thing, so I'm going to give up on it too. I'm going to go a car. Kathy, you're next. Driving a car or gluten, what should Heidi be more afraid of?
Well, just so Miss Beka was talking about some statistics, and I'm going to say, what changes have been made to protect people from gluten? There's an aisle where you can get like special flour.
We have an aisle. That's your security for that now. We have an
at the
aisle.
grocery store.
Gluten allergies are actually a very serious thing. If
yeah.
you actually have a gluten allergy.
But most people don't. They just diagnose themselves.
Ashley McGee, my best friend, does.
Well, she probably has it. Yeah, but it's diagnosed by a doctor.
She's actually gluten intolerant, and it can actually kill you and cause cancer if you do not address it and you don't stop eating gluten. Since Ashley stopped eating gluten, she's lost 6 inches on her stomach just from not being swollen.
Yeah, and I have a friend, she's celiac, and if she eats gluten, it causes her pain. And but I want to say that there's been a lot of money spent on making cars safer, and just on the fact that people are trying to make things safer. Cars. Driving in cars is going.
Here's what our final four is going to look like then. Ticks will take on mice and stairs will take on driving a car. Round number 5. I am first. Ticks or mice. I hate both of these. I hate them both.
It's a good.
I mean, if you believe in everything has a reason for being on this planet, and these are two that I have a hard time even believing they have a place. I can't stand either of them. I'll say this is tough because they're both silent and deadly, but I'm going to say mice because they will seek you out in your home. Ticks are going to stay out where you're going into their realm, whereas mice will come into your realm. And while I hate them both and they're both terrible, I'm going to say mice because they come into the house. Kathy, what do you think? Ticks or mice?
Right. And I see your point with the mice. They do seek you out, and ticks kind of stay out in their environment. Mm-hmm. But we use mice in science to, I'm sure someone studying cancer research would use a mouse, but they're not using a tick. And they're not using a tick, so I'm picking ticks.
Ticks. Okay. All right. Turner, you're next. Ticks and mice are tied up 1-1. What do you think Heidi needs to be worried about more?
Yeah,
Ticks or mice?
I mean, just based off of Kathy's last example, we're not going to make another Godzilla movie. We're going to make a Micezilla movie. We've been doing all this experimentation. Mice come in your house. If they get a hold of you, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, those mice can be swift and effective, or they can work as a team. There's a lot of ways mice can attack you. So you better watch out for those mice And those rats, like all those rodents, like they're so cute and furry, but they'll bite your ass, give you the bubonic plague.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna go mice?
Ain't no fucking around with them.
Mice goes up 2-0. You ever see those videos on Facebook? And I don't know why I get these, but all of a sudden you'll be on Facebook and you'll see this video of this bucket thing where mice step on there and they fall down. And wherever they're at, they get like 80 of them in the bucket. It's like, where in the hell do they live where you can catch 80 mice in a short time? It's horrible. I get the heebie-jeebies. I can't stand it. I hate mice. And
mice run the world. We just don't know it.
Exactly. All right. So here's where we're at. Mice are up 2-1. Susie, you're next. Should Heidi be more afraid of mice or ticks?
All I know is I don't know of many instances of mice crawling into someone's underwear and attaching themselves.
True.
And to me, even though mice are scary, the thought of that is scarier.
Okay. All right, Miss Beka Sue, that means you are the tiebreaker. Ticks or mice? What do you think Heidi needs to be more worried about?
Okay, so here's the thing. So I see a lot of these videos from, usually it's Australia, of these mice infestation where like there's literally, they turn on like the grain auger and it's just mice falling down out of this grain auger, right? And the smart farmers just have a incinerator at the bottom of it. So all these mice that they're just putting through this auger are just burning alive. We also have mice traps to kill them. But when it comes to ticks, we don't have that many things that actually prevent them from attacking us.
What about DEET?
That can stop them, but it doesn't always stop them.
Okay.
When we went out to the...
Who puts DEET on their balls?
We've talked about ticks on dingers.
People might now.
We haven't talked about ticks on lady parts.
We went out to the mountains.
Not.
When we went out to the mountains the other year, like last year, to catch wild geese,
Royce caught a tick.
I was not.
Did Royce have a tick on his dinger?
I was not concerned about mice running into my pants. I was concerned about the baby ticks, which they call turkey mites. I think that's the same thing.
Yeah.
That will burrow into your skin, which I'd never heard of. And Uncle Ed was like, you need to put like tape around your ankles, and you put a bunch of DEET on, and like you need to like put like plastic on your body because they'll burrow into your skin. And it's the most uncomfortable thing, and nothing kills them, and they'll just destroy everything. I mean,
that's scary.
I've got a fucking trap downstairs that's just like killed a bunch of mice. I don't have anything that's catching fucking ticks to stop them from like trying to murder me. I can kill mice. I can see mice. I can't see these fucking ticks that all of a sudden they just appear out of fucking nowhere. And then all of a sudden you have Lyme disease or whatever these other fucking diseases, like alpha gal, all that shit. Like all this stuff that like, I hate ticks. I can kill a mouse. Ticks don't just die. You have to like squish them and burn them to kill them. Where mice, you like smack them with a trap and they're dead. I'm going ticks. I hate ticks. I hate fucking ticks.
Did we just set the course of human history? Like,
I think so.
Going forward, are people going to pay more fucking attention to ticks
than mice?
Yeah. They should pay attention to ticks. Ticks carry tons of diseases. Same with mice, but mice are I mean, you can, like I said, turn on an auger with a fucking burner underneath of it and kill all these fucking mice.
Can't do that with mice, right?
Where the ticks, I just watched a video of this lady going, I got covered. I took my dog for a walk and I was covered in thousands of ticks. And the only thing she could do to kill them, she tried to do like regular home remedies and nothing could kill them. So she had to get an actual like pesticide that she sprayed across her house. And then there was dead ticks everywhere. Thousands of dead ticks from one walk in the woods.
Yeah.
If this doesn't scare Heidi away from bears, I don't know.
Right.
Stay out of the woods.
Stay out of the woods.
Heidi going to listen to this episode? Like,
she listens. So
yeah.
All right.
Better.
Stairs or driving a car? Out of those two, what does she need to be more worried about? Kathy, you're first.
Driving a car.
Driving a car goes up 1-0. Turner.
I ain't sprayed no ankles driving the car, and stairs are volatile. You don't know how many there are. You don't know what the width. Like, if there's something slippery on them. Like, I'm sorry, but I expect my brakes and my brake pads and my Honda.
I don't live in McNewstown, so driving is a little bit safer. I mean,
And also, like, what if you live in a confined area where you don't have to actually drive a car? Like, stairs are dangerous.
Oh yeah, stairs have tied it up. So Susie, what do you think? Stairs or driving a car?
Well, these have now combined into my head, and I'm now thinking of the stair car at the airport like they had on Arrested Development, and that would be the most dangerous thing. But
love that show.
That was a great car.
How it kept just running into like bridges and stuff.
They drove it to Mexico.
But since that's not a choice, I'm just going to say personally, I've fallen down more stairs than injured myself with a car. So stairs for me.
It's stairs. Stairs goes up 2-1. Miss Beka Sue, what do you think? Stairs or driving a car?
Driving a car.
Driving a car.
38,000 people die per year driving a car, and 5,000 people die walking upstairs. So.
Oh, statistics.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, though. You control yourself driving or walking downstairs.
Oh, you
or
can
upstairs.
control yourself.
You don't control the other people.
Metaphysical.
You can
don't
still
control the other
swerve.
drivers around you.
I get the final say on this because I'm the tiebreaker. And I'll say this. What do I think is more dangerous? Now, I think, stairs is bad and cars end up in more deaths. I get that. But I think Heidi needs to worry about the stairs. I think stairs are something more to worry about, especially when you're comparing it to bears. Bears, nothing's going to happen to you. If you see a bear that happens to be in a subdivision, he doesn't want to see you any more than you want to see him. He's going to leave. Stairs, every time you walk, you have a potential to fall down. So I'm going to say stairs, even though, of course, driving a car has higher potential to be fatal. It's not necessarily what scares you as being fatal. It's of injury. And I think that stairs is more injuries. All right, round 7, Miss Beka Sue, you're first. Ticks or stairs? What do you think is more scary for Heidi? Ticks or stairs?
What's in your underpants for? Ticks or stairs?
I'm going ticks.
Ticks goes up 1-0. I'm going to tie this thing up. I'm going to go with stairs, and I just want to tie this thing up because I think that they're both pretty gnarly. And Heidi needs to think about both of them. So I'm going to toss stairs a vote just to make sure that it gets one. And Kathy, you're next. Ticks or stairs?
Okay, so I am adamantly against ticks, but I would like for Heidi to have a life.
She doesn't have a dinger, so that helps, I think.
A life without.
Apparently, they attack dingers.
Like if she wants to fear something dangerous, I'm taking stairs out of the equation. I'm going with ticks because if she won't go outside because there's a bear, she's not going outside to encounter a tick. Oh, yeah. So I want her to be comfortable in her life. Heidi, this is for you. I'm picking ticks so you can walk downstairs and fear free.
All right. Turner, what do you think? What should Heidi be more afraid of? Ticks who are up 2-1 over stairs.
Well, when this question was first asked, and it was Becca's turn, I belted out, what's scarier in your underpants, ticks or stairs? Because that's what we've been talking about. But I want this to go to a tiebreaker, but ticks are scarier in your underpants than stairs. Like, just in general, like for anybody, like it's terrifying. But But if I say ticks, then they win, which they should, because they are more terrifying than stairs. But we're going to let Susie pick that.
Okay. So he votes stairs. After all that, he voted stairs, meaning ticks and stairs are tied up 2-2. Susie, you are the tiebreaker. What do you think Heidi needs to worry about, ticks or stairs? Stop worrying about the bears. Worry about ticks.
My brain says you should worry about stairs, but my heart says you should worry about ticks. So I'm gonna go with ticks for the win.
Ticks. So Heidi, there you go. Quit worrying about bears. Nothing's going on with the bears, but ticks.
Ticks on the bears. The ticks on the bears.
Yeah.
Are the stairs.
I'll tell you what, Susie brings up a good point. You're more than likely to get the problem you have in encountering a bear is what if one of its ticks jumps off onto you? That's your real problem. It's not what the bear's going to do to you. They don't do anything. They can care less. They want to go eat out of a garbage can. They don't care about you. They're like, oh, excuse me, lady. I gotta head over to eat out of this garbage can over here. They don't care about you. So there you go. Worry about ticks. Ticks is a problem, especially someone who likes to hunt. She likes to hunt. Yeah, that's out in the woods, right?
Ticks. Worry about ticks.
Yeah, Heidi, worry about ticks, and then we won't make fun of you anymore. Worry about ticks.
That bear tick scenario is real.
Yeah, it's real.
Now she will never hunt because she's afraid of ticks.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. And Kathy, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
I am just on Facebook, and I am Kathy Cool.
All right, Turner.
Check me out on freemice.org or see me on a Rolling Fork Rum on Instagram.
All right, Susie.
I'm at Tick Lover 12. I'm on Instagram. It sounds like bourbon.
All right, Miss Beka Sue.
I'm at @ILove_ticks 78. You can also contact me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue. And you can also find me covered in ticks in the woods.
Yeah. I'm at keeping ticks off my dinger.com. Other than that, you can check me out at abvnetwork.com. That's the important thing to remember, abvnetwork.com. But if you want to have some fun, check out keeping ticks off my dinger.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind you to keep all ticks and mice off your dinger at all times. But also I'd like to remind you to please give our us a 5-star review that includes comments. I'd also like to let's see here. I'd like to remind people to find the show on, I don't even know what I'm fucking reading at this point.
There you go.
Find us on Instagram, all that shit. It helps people find the show, which is very important to us. So if you like what we're doing, yes, you find us on Patreon at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
There you go. Yeah, she got there.
I got there, Rich.
So yes, I like how we made the term dinger a Kentucky thing. I feel sorry for all of our Kentucky friends. Like if I run into Fred Nolan, I'll be like, "Hey man, how's your dinger?"
It's a term of endearment or endearment, whatever.
Endearment. There you go. All right, there it is.
Term of endearment.
No. All right. Well, we'll have a brand new show for you guys tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Good night.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's chat for a moment about Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you just want to experiment on a small scale on the stove in your kitchen or try your hand at a bigger setup in the backyard, Moonshine Still Pro can help. They have different still offerings as well as accessories and even grains from Goldstone Mill to help you make whiskey on par with what you get from your favorite distillery. They can even assist with a DIY still project by supplying some of the parts you can't make yourself. Check them out at moonshinestillpro.com. At the ABV Network, we're lucky enough to have some great friends. Amongst those friends is the Goldstein family, owners of Goldstone Mill. Goldstone Mill is a full-service mill offering a variety of heritage and heirloom grains. Their unique approach of working with mills around the country allows them to offer you affordable shipping opportunities to meet the unique needs of your distillery or brewery. They will consult with you to ensure the grains you are selecting meets the unique flavor profiles you are looking for. If you are a home brewer or distiller and you're looking for the grains that your local distillery or brewery uses, Goldstone Mill is the place to look. Check them out on the web at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or shoot them an email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.